Hey everybody, Jim from Jim's Coleus. Summer is still marching along. Beautiful weather here in New Jersey. You know, this has been a very hot summer in New Jersey. I can't complain really though, because particularly for me, I'm talking specifically for me, because where I live, the breeze, although it's been in the 90s and so forth, and heat wave after heat wave, it seemed, this whole summer. I'm so close to the ocean, and every year is different, but this year we've had such a great cool breeze off of the water. So although the rest of the state has been very, very hot, it's been very nice here and very beneficial to the Coleus. It's been I mean, it's harsh. The hot weather tends to make your Coleus look a little more droopy and drawn out and so forth. So that's why they're tropical plants. They don't like the oppressive heat. And of course, I raise all my Coleus to withstand the sun. But the ideal would be like in this case here, where it gets a good shot of sun but some shade also. So but it's been a very busy summer. My farmers market it did really well this year. Tomorrow, August 4th, will be my final sale for this year. So I finished up a little earlier. I sold an awful lot of Coleus, and I can't be happier. Made a lot of a good amount of money, donated to the different organizations such as USO, Wounded Warriors, Paralyzed Veterans. On my Instagram channel, I have a donation drive going for the Morris Animal Foundation. I got involved in Morris Animal Foundation through a friend that's helped me out over the years with my Yorkies. Arlene Klein, she's one of the founders, emeritus. She's a friend of Betty White, and she's helped me through the years with my Yorkies, and also with the loss of my Yorkie Chooch and Newton and so forth. So I try to help that organization, and you, by watching my channel, are indirectly helping them. So anyway, check out my Instagram channel for that donation drive. Feel free to donate whatever it is, $5, $2, doesn't matter, it adds up. Otherwise, just watching my video helps out. Appreciate it. So as we get into summer, towards the end of summer, which we still have some summer left, the next thing on my mind are seeds. And if you're new to my channel here, I also offer seeds on my eBay listing called Jim's Coleus, and I'll have that listing started probably in October. Stay tuned here or on Instagram, and I'll post an announcement when my seeds go live, and I'll have plenty of seeds. Basically, I should have 95% of all of the Coleus you see pictured in my videos. I should have seeds for them. Give you plenty of seeds in mark bags, different Coleus, some that are not as common, but beautiful Coleus. And all through the years I've been selling them, I get nothing but rave reviews. Very happy customers. 95+% germination rates. Very happy. So that'll be Jim's Coleus on eBay. Stay tuned. But let me do a real quick rundown, because I'm getting seed stalks here. I've been hitting my harvesting Coleus with Bloom Booster, and it really seems to be helping, because I'm getting a lot of Coleus seed stalks. And let me just give you a little background on the seed stalks and what you can expect if you're interested in harvesting your seeds, or what these actually are. Some people don't know that these are the seeds. So let's go take a quick look. All right, so here's one of my jitters. And this is a plant that I keep on my property specifically for my seed stalk harvesting. And as you can see, I have plenty of seed stalks developing. Now the jitters, and I'm going to show you another Coleus in a minute, but jitters seed stalks tend to be like more stumpy. They tend to be they're stumpier. They don't tend to grow as long as other seed stalks. But if you're unfamiliar with Coleus seeds, this is a Coleus seed stalk. Now, if you're a homeowner and you have a Coleus plant and you have no interest in harvesting the seeds, I highly recommend that you cut these, that you snip these off when you start to see them develop. And I'm going to show you a seed stalk developing. So the reason why you want to snip these off is as your Coleus develops all these seed stalks, it takes a lot of energy away from the other developing roots, stems, leaves. So your Coleus is going to start to decline because it takes a lot of energy to develop and maintain and continually grow these seed stalks. So all that other energy is getting diverted. So again, if you have a Coleus plant and you're not interested in harvesting seeds, you want to keep your Coleus growing strong, snip the seed stalks as they appear. And even if you miss a few, and you will find that if you have a nice big healthy Coleus like that, you're going to find in the back somewhere, like, oh, and you're going to see a big long stem, a big long seed stalk that's probably been developing for a couple of weeks that maybe you missed. And that's okay. Just snip it and keep looking and make sure you keep snipping the seed stalks as they come in, and your Coleus will begin to thrive again, because the plant will continue to grow. It won't be supporting these seed stalks. Now, as far as the jitters seed stalk, there is a seed stalk coming in for jitters, but it's not really as pronounced as another. So I'm going to show you another Coleus plant and how to identify a seed stalk that's coming in. And again, that's so you know what they are, and also if you're not interested in harvesting seeds, you'll know to snip it in the bud, as we say. Snip it as they come in to keep your Coleus nice and healthy. All right, now here is a Saturn Coleus, and there is a seed stalk developing. So that's how you identify a seed stalk. It sort of looks like a feathery stem, and they always come off on the top. So if you keep trimming the tops of your Coleus, then also you're gonna eliminate any seed stalks. They'll still show up here and there, but by keep trimming the tops, you're gonna promote your plant. You're gonna continually divert energy to the bottom growth and keep a nice full healthy plant going all season long, and eliminate the seed stalks, unless you want the seed stalks. Now this one here I'm going to let grow because I am looking to get seeds from Saturns, and I've been hitting this with Bloom Booster and it's working. So we got one seed stalk coming in, and we're going to look around and hopefully more will come in. But this is a smaller planter. I actually made this, it was a rooting, and it's grown, and I would have sold this. I was going to bring this to the farmers market tomorrow to sell, but I'm going to keep it because I'm getting a seed stalk. So we want seed stalks, and the Saturns have been a little bit stubborn, like my fishnets. So I'm going to keep this because I do have a seed stalk coming in. Okay, now on the other side of my yard I have two magnificent fishnet stockings. Now, this one here is not developing any seed stalks yet, but I'm holding off. But this one has. I actually just harvested, I just cut some seed stalks, and they'll continue to grow. Even though I nipped them already, they'll start to grow. So you can see there was a seed stalk, and there was another one that I just removed, and there's another seed stalk. So I'm very happy that I got some seeds. I've been hitting this with Bloom Booster for a good month and a half because I really wanted to get some seeds. Side note, I had mentioned that your fishnets, if you do have a fishnet stocking As it gets older, or the more sun, I found this to be true with mine, the more sun, the more I found to get these black leaves instead of the fishnet. So, you know, I'll snip them off here and there, but I've actually had a fishnet last year or a year before that had a lot of these black leaves, so I kind of just snipped them off. I mean, they're all right, but it really takes away from the whole, you know, premise of what the plant is. So, but I'm happy I got seed stalks here, and also I try to separate my Coleus that are seeding from other Coleus that are seeded. So I reduce the cross contamination. I'm not going to totally eliminate it, but having the fishnets way over here and my Kongs on the other side of the yard and my other Saturns on the other side of the yard, they're all well distanced from each other. So I'm going to get a very, very low chance of cross contamination, cross pollination. So I'll have a good chance of getting pure seeds. But I also have some Coleus that I keep close together, like the jitters, purposely with Kongs, so I get a different type of coloring variation. I'll show you that right now. Alright, so if you've been following along, you know this planter. This is that beautiful planter at the edge of my deck. There's another fishnet. You can see this one doesn't have quite as pronounced markings as the other fishnet, but you can see it is a fishnet. So, but getting back to the jitters, but you see I have some of these that have that pink and white like Kongs, and that's due to seeds that I've had next to Kongs, like watermelons or Kong reds, and I got some jitters that have the coloration of like a Kong, watermelon Kong, and that's great. I enjoy that. I love these. So I'll harvest these and I'll keep these, and I'll really call these like a pink jitters for myself, so I know. And if I grow 50 or so of these, not all 50 are going to be guaranteed to get this color. They'll get some of this. You can actually see a little bit of the color in there, but so I have that beautiful color. So we have a little of everything in here, but I have these are Defiance, obviously. There's Electric Lime. I don't have any seed stalks coming in on any of these yet, so we'll see what happens, but it's still pretty early. Seed stalks will start to show up soon, I hope. But this will give me a nice variation, and that's what really I personally like. That I like that to get a little of that cross contaminations, because that's how I ended up with these, and these are really one of my favorite jitters. All right, over in the corner on this side, in this corner at 200 pounds. No, okay, I digress. Here is a fairway mosaic, and as you can see, I got plenty of seed stalks coming in. These will just continue to grow. Now, I had mentioned earlier how the jitters seed stalks are stumpier. They're kind of more compact, stubby. These and most Coleus seed stalks will keep growing longer and longer and longer. So what I do is, after a while, if I get a lot of them coming in like this, I'll let them get a certain length, and then I'll just snip the top and just let these develop. But you can see I have a good amount of fairway mosaics coming in, and of course these are Electric Lime. I don't see any seed stalks coming in yet, but I expect them. I'd like to get some Electric Lime seeds. I like to include them in my Jim's Coleus seed listing. So you can see some people see this as part of the beauty of the Coleus plant, is having these pink or lavender petaled flowers. So it's your plant. If you like these little flowers, and by all means let them grow, but just note that the longer you keep these, and the more of these seed stalks you let grow on your plant, it's going to negatively affect your plant. It's going to start to decline. So I mean, this plant, this is a rather small container, but if you really like the seed stalks with this color, what I suggest, if you have like 6 or 8, maybe trim 4 or 5 and just keep a few and maybe keep them short, and that'll keep your plant going. And just make sure you water and fertilize and trim. This is definitely overgrown. I just trimmed a whole bunch of them. I just didn't get to this one here. I believe this was really wilted when I watered it before, and I wanted to let it recover, and then we'll trim it and see where it needs to go. So we'll give this a trim in a few minutes. But these are pretty healthy Coleus seed stalks. Now, next question is, when do you trim these? If you want to collect your own seeds, how do you know it's time to trim these? All right, over on the other side here, I have my hanging basket, and I have some fairway. It's a little different fairway music, a little different fairway mosaic. They look similar. You can see there is a little bit of a difference, but that's just the beauty of it. We have seed stalks coming in. Here is a seed stalk that's starting. We got a lot of butterflies here from my butterfly bush. Not to get off the beaten track, but that's a beautiful butterfly. What a beautiful butterfly. These butterfly bushes really attract the butterflies. Okay, all right, back to the Coleus seed stalks. How do you know when it's time to harvest your seed stalks? Well, we got our friendly butterfly back. I'm sorry, I'm gonna interrupt. If this beautiful butterfly continues to hang around here, we got a whole bunch here. There's a whole family. Okay, I'm sorry. All right, let's get back to this here. Let's see if we're going to get interrupted again. I hope so. Okay, so you see the pods here? Let me try to get in here. You see, those are the pods. Those are the little eggs. I'm sorry, those are the little seeds. And what you want to keep these seed stalks on for at least a month or so. And as you see these stalks develop and the flowers develop, they will attract bees for pollination. And if you see your Coleus actively being pollinated by insects, that's good. And I like to keep them on for at least a month or so. And when you start seeing the leaves, the petals fall on the ground, and specifically you see the little seeds in the cradle, these little dark, you can actually see the seeds. You want your seed stalk to start to turn brown, but as it grows, it continues to grow, it's going to always be green up top. So what I like to do is keep these on as long as possible, until they start to get brownish. I mean, these are still pretty green, but I can see the seeds in the pods. So be patient. If you have a whole bunch coming in, be patient, let them sit, especially if you see the little seeds in the pods there. Let them flower, let them get pollinated, leave them on, let them brown a bit. When you start to see them brown, now this particular one doesn't have a lot of at all down here. Some seed stalks like Kongs will have a lot of seed stalk, they'll have a lot of seed flowered pods bunched up on the bottom, and I'm going to have another video coming out shortly when those start to appear. I don't have any real Kongs showing up yet, but let them be patient, let them stay on, let them flower, let the bees pollinate, and let them start to turn brown. Then you know you have a good mature seed, which when your Coleus seeds are mature, you have a better chance of them germinating. So you don't want to pick your Coleus stems too soon, because then your Coleus seeds may not be mature enough. So let them stay on, let them brown a bit, let them flower and deflower, and then you can pick them and dry them out. And I'll have a video later on how to do that. All right, now here is an Empire Kong, but it has more of a red. It has pretty dominant red and that pink in the center. Now these are separate. These are in another area of my yard, and they're here, and there's no other Coleus near it with pods that are cross-contamination. So you could see these are they all have flowers on them, and you don't see the you can't really see the seed balls as prominent as the colossal marble, or the fairway mosaic we just looked at. So I know that these have been here for a couple of weeks now, and you can still see some flowers developing, so I'm not going to cut these yet. And of course, when I have so many seed stalks, there's no reason to rush. So I am going to let these sit on here until the end of the month, unless I start to see a lot of flowers drop on the floor. And I really just look at each seed stalk, and if I see them starting to turn brown, then I know it's time to trim them. And just stay tuned. I'm going to have videos coming up on when they actually turn brown, and when you know it's time to cut your seed stalks to dry out your Coleus seeds. And I'll have videos on how to do that as well. Here's a seed stalk coming in. All right, so if you're following along and you're interested in harvesting your own seeds, here you go. Be patient. Let them stay on. It's better to be careful and let them stay on longer than cut them way too early and risk having immature seeds. So I know all my plants, I know when they start. This is one of the first ones that have been aggressively starting to grow seed stalks. And of course the jitters featured at the opening of the video. That one was one of the first, and that used to be over here, and I moved it away because I'm trying to, again, as I mentioned, I'm just trying to limit the amount of cross-pollination to get as pure of a plant as I can for my seed sales. Now these have not, this is a Defiance, there's no seeds coming in. I have another Actually, there is one coming in here, and we're going to snip that because I really don't want to mix these up. I have other Defiance plants that have seed stalks coming in, and we're keeping everything as isolated from one another as possible. So keep letting them develop, let them flower, let them get pollinated by insects, and check back, and we will be doing videos shortly when it's time to cut and dry out your Coleus seed stalks. All right, so here's a lineup here. Again, here are all my planters, and it's just such a beautiful display of Coleus. I have my Saturns, Defiance. I'm going to bring 2 of these to the market tomorrow to sell. All of these smaller ones will be at the market tomorrow. This is really the last of what I have. And I have a few smaller pots in my greenhouse, and that'll be for my final Coleus sale tomorrow. But these are really beautiful, healthy, colorful Coleus. I just trimmed the inky fingers really well. I have a whole bunch of rootings in my house I just brought in the past week or so, but we're going to try to get some seeds from this if we can. But a nice display of full healthy Coleus. All right, so I hope that helps you out. It's really just starting as far as, you know, and this really all depends on where you live. Now get back to Coleus. Now, for those of you who don't know, Coleus are considered perennials, but they're not your traditional perennial like tulips or Shasta daisies, black-eyed Susans, or tulips, where they, or even mums, where they die and then they reappear next year without you having to do anything. Coleus are considered perennials because they reseed themselves in the wild. The seed stalks that I just showed you, if they just continue to do and go through their natural cycle, what will happen eventually with wind and birds and so forth, they will drop. The seeds will eventually the stalks will become brown and brittle, and the stalks will drop seeds into the ground, and the Coleus seeds will regenerate and grow again. That's in specific areas that don't have a frost in their natural state. But here in New Jersey, where we have frost and so forth, we collect the seeds and plant the Coleus ourselves. So, but I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this helps out. If you're looking to, if you're number one wondering what the Coleus seed stalks look like or what those stalks are, they are the seeds. And if you're not interested in collecting your own seeds, just pluck them as you see them. If you see one that's growing for a while, don't get upset. Just trim it, cut it. Keep trimming the tops, and that'll keep Coleus seed stalks from coming in. Not all Coleus will develop seed stalks. Most of them do. Kongs are very, they're very, as far as seed stalks, they're very aggressive. They'll grow a lot of seed stalks. If Empires are just go off the wall, they'll just continue to grow, like that Empire Red that I just showed you. So, but anyway, if you're interested in harvesting your own seeds, that's how you do it. Let them develop, let them get pollinated. A great experiment for yourself, if you have 2 or 3 different varieties of Coleus, put them all together. Let them develop seed stalks together. Let insects come and cross-pollinate all the different seeds, mix them all up, and then next year grow a whole bunch and see what you get. And then, you know, maybe it might not happen the first year, but that's the exciting thing, and see what you get. That's how I ended up getting those beautiful bright fuchsia jitters. It's really, really interesting. It's kind of what motivates me also, especially seeing I grow so many. When you grow 500-600 and you do have a lot of seeds, you're going to get that likelihood is going to happen. So, but anyway, at this point, that's your basics on the development of Coleus seeds. We've still got plenty of time, got the whole summer and fall until it's time to actually cut them and dry them. And I will have a video, I will do a video on how to do that, so stay tuned here. Meantime, thank you for watching Jim's Holiest Coleus. Appreciate the support. Everybody in the military appreciates you watching, because again, I make the donations to the various military organizations. So thanks a lot. Thanks for watching Jim's Holiest Coleus, and we'll see you soon. Take care, everybody. Have a great week and weekend.